like I told you, the lady's been messaging me all,
Hmm.
and I kind of ignored it in a way. But then I wrote her saying, "Hey, look, if you want to come on my panel and discuss Molly, that's fine. But I'm not really like what's between you and Tia. I really don't care about. Like I don't,
Hmm.
you know, unless you went out and like, if you're not tragedy pimping, you're not being two faced. You're yourself. Like so, I'm not. What's the point in even bringing someone up that's going to talk about you? You know?
And I appreciate that. That's why I know that we're going to have, I don't know, you just seem real, and I
Yeah.
appreciate that. And that's why I know we're going to have like a good friendship because she, okay, I'll tell you, make a long story short. She was a Patreon of Molly's and a mod. Okay.
Okay.
And when me and Molly used to get along, when we were cordial with each other, she was actually even a mod for me for just a little bit.
Hmm.
But the only reason why I made her a mod is because one day I think one of my mods wasn't there or something, or I needed more mods, and I just threw, a wrench to whoever, and she was one of those people. Um, but it was only for like a couple days or maybe even a week. I'm not sure. But anyways, everything was cool with her until obviously what happened with Molly, right?
Hmm.
And as she's in Molly's Patreon, I guess something happened in there where, they were treating her really bad in Patreon, but I don't know the whole story. And from what I gather from that story, she had posted something in Molly's Patreon,
Hmm.
or I guess betrayed Molly in some way. I have no idea. But whatever. They were being very rude to her. So she came on my panel. Everyone was supportive of her. Everyone was telling her, we're here for you. We're sorry that you were treated that way because uh, you know what a bully Molly could be
Hmm.
and her people. She came up on my panel. She told her story, and she said, thank you so much for being there for me. And we're all there for her, comforting her, making sure, letting her know, you have a place. Don't, we were all there for her. Then the following day, she goes up on Molly's panel, begs Molly to be back in her Patreon, starts crying, and basically told Molly the only reason why she went on my panel was to get Molly's attention.
Ah.
Okay. And I will let you hear this, okay?
Okay.
When she was on my panel, and I'm pretty sure I'm not, don't quote me on this because I have so many screen clips, but that's what she told Molly. She's like, I wanted to this panel because I wanted your attention. I really wanted you to pay attention to what I had to say. And you weren't paying attention to me any other way. And of course, Molly's going to pay attention because at that time, Molly was slandering me, lying on me, bullying me, all that shit. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So of course she's going to pay attention to if someone that she get just kicked out of her Patreon comes on my panel. So she used me,
How
and she used,
manipulative. That is manipulative.
yeah, she used me, and she used, my community, the people who were there for her.
Uh,
So once she did that, I was done. And that's just how I am. You get one shot with me. That's it.
right.
So, maybe second chances, but no, I don't. It's very, very tough when it comes to someone like Molly, because, like I have always said, I can't remember who it was in your chat that said it. When I had first ran across your channel and I left you that comment, and somebody had said, I side eye anyone who is okay with MGL, and they're right. Like, you stood in that Patreon when she doxed my moderator. You stood in that Patreon, you stood by Molly through that, all of that shit, knowing that that shit was wrong. I even asked her that on my panel.
Hmm.
But regardless, when she did that, it was a wrap for me. I blocked. Well, she kept leaving me message after message after message, so I blocked her. Then she started leaving comments on my, any video that I made, she would leave comments under there. Then she started messaging just my supporters.
Mm,
She messaged one of my supporters and said she cut her throat. I'm like, what in the hell? I said, this girl needs to stop. I said, I'm
yeah,
not. And she keeps running around saying Tia doesn't know the whole story. What do you mean I don't know the whole story? I watched the whole thing. I
right.
watched what you did, you know, and there's no hard feelings towards her. I don't hate her or anything like that. I just don't want anything to do with her.
No, and I don't either.
Okay. Nobody, it's not, in my opinion, I don't think that it's the right thing to do to constantly message someone like that, like over and over and over again. And even prior to her going on Molly's panel, she would message me because when she came on my panel, she was ready to just put all her and Molly's messages out there. And I said, listen, I need you to sleep on this. I wasn't even going to let her do it. I'm like, sleep on this, because thank God I told her to do that, because the next day she was on Molly's panel begging her to be back in her Patreon.
Oh my God.
So all of these messages she was sending me, first, it would be even after she was on Molly's panel, she messaged me and was like, oh, I still want to put Molly on blast. That's when I blocked her, because she just kept leaving me message after message. Listen, it's not my fault that you did what you did. Okay. You chose to come up on my panel and use me to get Molly's attention. Okay. And Molly didn't let you back in her community. I don't know. Go back over there and beg her to be back. I don't care what you do, but quit going around trying to make it seem like you're a victim, because you're not.
No.
You had your chance to play the victim. You came on your panel and you came on my panel and everyone treated you like you were a victim, but you chose to go back over there to Molly and beg her to be a part of her Patreon. And even she won't let you back into her Patreon.
Mm-mm.
So don't message my friends. Okay. You see, Science Girl is doing her thing, and now you're trying, just, oh my God.
Yeah, no, when I'm a friend, I'm loyal as fuck. So, I mean, like, this is what she wrote me. Just this was on my business
Holy
page, y'all.
shit.
Wait, this is what she wrote me on the Candle Company business page. Let me just playback speed slow. That way it's not so fast. This
Okay.
is what she wrote. I'm not even going to read it out because it's just ridiculous. But this is what she wrote me. It's
Oh,
fucking crazy.
like a novel.
Yeah, all of this on my business page.
How the hell? Why is she messaging you on your business page?
I have no clue.
Oh my.
Look, that's what I wrote her back. Wait, it's about I'm gonna open it back up. Uh, I was screen sharing. There you go. That's what I wrote her. Thank you for messaging me. If you would like to come up on panel to discuss Molly Go Lightly, that is fine. What happened between you and Tia, honestly, is between y'all. I really don't want to get in the middle of y'all. We can always discuss Molly, though. And that's what I wrote her. And then she
Mhm.
sent me another message going, is anybody available to chat? And I wrote, I'm working. And then she sent this to me, which I will put in a video in itself. That way people can see just how crazy this is.
What the?
I'm live about you. Come on up. That's what I wrote her just now. Okay. So that's a lot of fucking shit. Like that
Right.
that came out of the blue. Like I look, I don't want no part of that.
Hmm.
Don't need that stress. You
No.
stay on over there, keep begging Molly to get in her Patreon. Okay. Cause if you keep fucking with me, I'll expose everything and put it on a video.
Oh,
And put
I
you
know.
in there. I don't care.
But and don't, like, if you wanted to. Science Girl is an understanding person. Okay. If you wanted to go on Science Girl's panel and talk about Molly, That's fine because Science Girl knows. She was close to her at one point. She gives everyone a voice. But why
Mhm.
the hell why you got to use my name?
Right.
Why did you even have to bring my name up? You brought my name up because I don't take no shit. Okay. I'm not going to have you come back into my community and to turn around and do the same thing that you did the first time. I'm not going to have you do that kind of stuff. And even then, I would have maybe considered, and I didn't even say she couldn't be in chat or anything like that. But once I seen that you started messaging my supporters just because they would, respond back to you in a comment or something like that, that's when it's a wrap. You don't just go messaging people, emailing people, contacting people just because they're not saying what you want them to say.
Yeah. She was hoping that I would probably get triggered and go off on you. That's what she was probably hoping for. I don't do that.
And starting all that, yeah, because you're a highly intelligent woman. What in the hell would that make any sense for you to just read and go off of what she says? You don't even know her.
No. And when somebody leaves me something like that, that lengthy,
Yeah,
there's more to the story than what they're saying. I just that's how I read it. Anytime people have been that open and just freaking just something that lengthy they're sending me, and they've never been in my chat before, but they're sending me something that lengthy, then I have to
right.
question them. I've never seen her in my chat. She's not under my comment section ever until today. And
Hmm.
then she's gonna leave me something like that.
Yeah. I
No.
think I've seen her in your chat one time.
Hmm.
I think maybe one other time a couple weeks ago, and she was trying to start trouble then too. I never said anything to you because it's not. I didn't feel like it was worth saying anything. She just kept saying Tia got me all wrong. But why? Why do you keep bringing up my name?
Right.
Just keep it moving. You chose to go on Molly's panel, and I'm not saying everybody makes mistakes, but to me, if you were that desperate to get back into Molly's Patreon, knowing all the stuff that she does, I'm sorry, I don't want anything to do with somebody like that. I don't. That was
No.
more of a red flag to me. Okay, I can understand the first time you've seen her for who she truly is, but yet you go back on her panel and beg her to come back in her Patreon again.
That's neglecting from punishment right there.
Exactly. I just don't. Other people may think, okay, well, that's okay. I don't like that. You literally went on her panel trying to make me look like a fool and blatantly saying that you just used me
Right.
and my community. No, no, I won't have that. So that's what happened. I'm sorry that she messaged you.
Yeah.
Um,
She mushed his barnyard too.
my
Well, I
God.
hope that Molly Golightly doesn't give her any attention. You see, Molly Golightly wants to call us shady and we're all dirty. Molly, it seems like the dirty players are in your camp, boo boo. Okay?
Amen.
They got so many people over there that are in your Patreon that are writing me saying they don't know what to do and they're thinking about leaving. I don't have anybody over here doing that to me.
Right.
The people in my Patreon are fucking amazing, you know? And
Hmm.
and in that are in my chat, some of them like Molly, some of them like both of us. But when you are liking Molly and you're coming over here trying to friend me and bash Molly, then you're dirty.
Hmm.
You're
Hmm.
trying to get other creators to fight. The dirty players seem to be coming out of Molly Golightly's camp.
I agree. I agree. I gotta get in your Patreon too. What
You
do you have
don't
to
have
do? Download the app? No, I
yeah,
want to get in your Patreon.
thank you. Appreciate it. And if you have a
I
Patreon, I'll join.
I don't have the app though. I have to download the app, right? Because I've never done it before.
It's awesome. Just I'll download the app and
Okay.
get right in, but you should consider doing a Patreon. It's an easier way to talk to people.
Yeah, because I'll start one later on down the line. One day.
Yeah, no, it's an easier way to talk and actually post personal things and
Hmm.
get to know people.
And be
So
like more one-on-one with that.
can
Yeah.
be, yeah, it can be. So I like it. I used to hate it, but I actually like it. But I hated it because of what other creators did in it a couple of years ago. They would dox people in it, a lot
Yeah.
of drama, and it's not like that. It's not
No,
like
I don't think you would ever do something. Your Patreon would never be like that.
no,
No.
no.
All I can say to be crunk is I think you really messed with the wrong one. You can't just go around, well, the right one. You found the right one. Because you can't just go around
Hey,
perpetuating
ladies.
narratives. Hey.
Hey, ladies. Gosh, okay. So I just got through doing a little quick live over the little baby Quentin thing. So I
Mhm.
fixing to blow dry my hair, and I saw you were live, and I can't believe that. Okay, so I get an email from this lady. Okay,
Mhm.
first of all, she come. I can't remember who's. I think it was one of your. I don't remember who's live. I think it might have been Taya. Somebody I was on. I was in chat, and
Mhm.
she come at me hard. Uh, Back whenever this was before Taya, I think, even fell out with MGL. Whenever she was still like kind of cordial with MGL, so
Mhm.
Right.
she come at me hard and said some stuff, and I just like maybe it was under my comments. I can't remember, but I try not to go as low as I could go, with people. I try to kind of take the high road when I deal, even when they're being ugly, disrespectful to me. So I know I didn't say anything really, really offensive. Anyway, anywho, when all
Mhm.
MGL started the latest crap with me,
Mhm.
she reached out to me through email and wrote me a long, long email. Like it took me 2 days to read, no lie,
Yeah.
and apologized. Oh yeah, apologized, told me all kinds of stuff, guys. So I don't know what happened. I just caught the tail end of this. So what did she write to you, Alicia? Because she was all about Taya. Taya Simone was the
She wrote
bomb.com.
me a fucking encyclopedia.
So I got one too. Look,
Okay,
I even
like I'm
exchanged
not
numbers
reading
with
all of
her.
that. Life is too short. That'll be 20 minutes out of my life that I can't get back.
Right.
Exactly.
I'm not
Exactly.
reading it because it doesn't mean anything to me. So I'm not going to read it unless somebody's purposely, if somebody knows of somebody fucking me over, then I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to. I don't want to read about it. If it's something that happened between her and Tia, hey, look, guess what? That's not my fault. I have nothing to do with that. But it looks like this woman's trying to set Tia up and everyone else.
Well, so she
Right.
went back to MGL.
Yes.
Yeah, she went back to her. Well, she was in her Patreon. She was a mod. She was a member, and I think she
Well,
like
that's her.
caused some drama in there. So
Yeah.
MGL kicked her out,
Well,
and
you
she
remember
came
that
over to.
live where her and Justin wasn't going to say the name, but they were talking about a Patreon? It was Big Crunk that they were talking about. That she told me that.
Oh, oh.
That not long ago they did a live about a Patreon and they didn't say her name.
Hmm.
What did they
Well, it
say?
was Big Crunk. It's from what she told me. That's who they were talking about. So she tells me all this stuff. So I'm blown away that she would look. Anybody to go back to that is like maybe she never left to start with. That you guys might be right. Maybe she was, I don't
Setting
know. So
people
You
up.
never know.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's
it's
another
so
one
sad that we're
writing me.
doubting things. You know what I mean? I exchanged numbers with the girl. I told her, I said, look, I'm really busy right now. I was at my mom's. I mean, I'm
Hmm.
not worried about my number or anything like that. But I mean, wow. I mean, we haven't spoken since then because I haven't reached out to her. I've been busy, but maybe she didn't get what she wanted out of me. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Whenever I responded. Uh, but I thought she was sincere, man. You just never know.
No. Mm-mm.
So this is like she went back to MGL since like within the last week or so.
No, this was
Oh,
probably like I'm gonna say I have to ask my mod. This is maybe like 2 weeks ago. This is all
mm-hmm,
started when MGL started talking about me. And when
mm-hmm.
all that shit went down,
Yeah,
she got kicked out of there for I think she caused trouble on MGL's Patreon.
yeah,
And
yeah.
MGL kicked her out.
Well, they didn't think they could trust her.
And then she came over to my channel and she was
Mm-hmm.
on panel and we were all there for her. We were like, no one
Right.
deserves to be treated like that.
Mm-hmm. I
Then the
saw that.
following day, she goes back on MGL's panel and starts crying to her, begging to be back in her Patreon and saying that she just used me when she went on my panel.
Wow.
So that's why I said it's a wrap. I don't have a problem with her or anything.
Exactly.
I just said it's a wrap. I don't want anything to do
Right.
with somebody that's okay with her.
Yeah, you're
I'm
not going
sorry.
to roll the red carpet out for her to come back and stomp on you. You know what I mean? You're not going
Exactly.
to. I hear you, girl. I hear you.
That's
Exactly.
somebody not to trust in Discord, not to trust in Patreon. That's
Yeah.
somebody that you don't give your phone number to, and that you watch what you say in emails because you don't know.
Mhm.
Yes, absolutely.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Well, I personally never put anything in writing or try to say that I care of, you know what I mean? But still,
Yeah.
you never know. But you just never know people, man. I'm telling you what, you never know people. Anybody to even want to go back to MGL is says a lot about them, their self-esteem.
I agree.
what account is she under now? If she's not under B Crunk,
Oh, she's under a different. Oh my God.
please let me know because I need to see if that person's in my Patreon.
You know,
I've got I'm looking
MGL
up
used
about
to like Big Crunk. Oh, Big Crunk was in the house. She was the bomb.com from her. And then whenever they did that live about the Patreon they're not going to name, and she's the one that told me that was her that they were talking about. I mean, she reached out to me and she apologized for coming at me and said that she blindly was supporting, And I said, look, it is what it is. Thank you. I appreciate your apology. Been there, done that. Got the T-shirt. I understand.
Exactly.
Not going to make that mistake again. So I forgive you. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not going to ever not forgive someone if they ask for my apology. I mean,
Right.
that says a lot about who I would be. So, but I'm not going to roll out the red carpet for somebody that. I mean, look, the fact that she would even go back is mind blowing. Especially after what she's done to the 3 people that are on this panel right now.
Well, a lot
Anybody
of
that supports one other woman to go against women like she has, the 3 people up on this panel, speaks volume as to the person that follows that person and that person herself.
Well, wait. A lot of people go back to her because they have nowhere else to go, like Tacos. She was exiled out of the community here, and that's
Again.
why she's back over there because she has nowhere else to go. And some people just need a place to belong.
Well, then, okay.
But she had
all right.
a place
Go home
to belong, though. She had we were willing to
exactly
have her. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were all like, it's okay. But if you go back on her panel, then say that you only use me to get her attention, because at that time, MGL was talking about me heavily and slandering me and bullying me. You go back on her panel and say that you just used me. That's why I said I'm done.
Alicia, going back to something, I mean, I get it. Maybe people don't have places to go, but look, go home, go away. That's better than going back to that crap, because anybody that can say the vile, nasty shit that she does about other human beings and other women specifically,
right?
To even want to go back to that, whether you've got nowhere else to go or not, I wouldn't want anybody to know that I went back to that if I did have to. I mean, there's no excuse for that, because she has talked about us like we are. I mean, I'm a pig. We're trash. The things that she has said, I don't talk about.
She's got a lot of nerve calling you
my
a pig.
own worst enemy. I wouldn't say that stuff about. Wouldn't call anybody a pig or
she's garbage. She's
wow.
Garbage.
Are you going to do something about this?
It's in the works, sister.
Are you going to? Okay, because